But thank you so much for coming back despite our shortcomings, and we will try our best to meet your expectations and give you guys the best broadcast possible. But Prime ITENJOY has won the first game due to an exciting comeback win. What a dramatic win. And Braum, Jix, Ziggs are banned, and Prime ITENJOY banning out Yasuo and Rumble, realizing that the equalizer missile and Helper's Rumble is too much of a variable and too much of a threat to leave open midair. Right, and now Kassadin being banned, no surprise, and Lulu as well. So Lee Sin will be first picked, no surprise there. Lee Sin being probably the most contested jungler so far. Also, after the Elise and Kha'Zix nerfs, there isn't another tier 1 jungler other than Lee Sin, at least in my opinion. And yes, Lee Sin will be locked in. How's the sound, guys? Is the balance... Oh, wait. Oh, sorry, you guys probably are not getting any sound yet. No, I asked around, and they're saying that they actually don't know. So perhaps they feel that Kale isn't a pick that they want to go with. But they're not so insistent on picking Kale. Perhaps there is something that these teams feel about Kale that we don't know about so far. Because picks and bans, it all depends on what the team thinks about that pick, right? So regardless of what champion that is, if that team doesn't feel confident in using that champion, or if the team as a whole has decided that this is not a good pick, this is not the great first pick to contest for, they won't go for it. And it seems like both ITENJOY and Avalanche feel that Jax is the pick to go with. And also, I have spoken to a few players, and they have said that Kale actually can be managed with a top Gragas. So perhaps it's not going to be that heavily contested. It's 4.10. It is still 4.10. And the 4.11 patch hasn't been applied to Korea yet. And Korea is a little slow in terms of patches. The 4.10 has been applied on June 16th, a few weeks ago, and the 4.11 patch hasn't been applied yet. And Tryndamere! Oh. Don't know how I feel about Tryndamere. It's been a while since I have seen Tryndamere being picked at the top lane. I think I've seen it a few times in Champions Winter. And other than that, yes, and now that LeBlanc has been nerfed and LeBlanc is seen less frequently in the mid lane, Avalanche would be a little more comfortable with picking Twisted Fate early before they see the enemy mid laner. And in this case, against Twisted Fate, I feel that Kale running a teleport could be a good counter pick. Since Kale has that lane pushing ability, forcing Twisted Fate, tying TF in the mid lane. So we could see a mid Kale here, perhaps. Oh, Morgana. Yes, so Morgana is also another champion that can function like what I have said about Kale being that supreme lane pusher and forcing TF to camp in the mid lane. And her influence in team fights is second to none. Yes, Tryndamere against Jax that is a manly pick. I think Prime ITENJOY will probably opt for a lane swap. Because I feel that Tryndamere actually is the champion that can compete with the late game carrying abilities of a Jax. And especially against a champion like Twitch, whose escape isn't optimal, Tryndamere can still be a very fearsome prospect. And Tryndamere having the Undying Rage, he has that advantage that he is going to tank any and all damage for at least 5 seconds, right? So that's one advantage that Tryndamere has against a Jax. But we'll really have to see how it goes, because if Trin... Because a famished Trin is worse than any other top lane champions that I know of. Even a Teemo would be better than a famished Tryndamere. And now the Super Wreckers top 3 of banned or picked champions is one is Kassadin, Lee Sin, and Lulu. 100% win rate is actually Hecarim, but a large part is due to CVMAX picking Hecarim twice and winning twice, so that by no means is a barometer of how good a champion Hecarim is. And 0% win rate is Pantheon, no surprise, and we don't see Pantheon that often these days, perhaps as a result. And the champions that are hot at the moment, all 3 of them made an appearance in this game, and all 3 of them had been taken by Team Avalanche: Jax, Twitch, and Nami. And co-champions Corki, LeBlanc, Leona, and Pantheon. And Corki, I would like to talk about for a brief moment, that in LCS, EU, and NA, Corki, I have heard that Corki has had success in those leagues, but surprisingly, for some reason, in Korea, Corki has been very unsuccessful. Corki has been featured in Champions numerous times, and I think only 1 win has been recorded on a Corki so far this season. So I don't know what it is, because they are competing, because in all regions they're competing against players with a similar skill level to theirs, right? So champion win rate should be similar across the board. But for some reason in Korea, Corki is not doing well in comparison to other regions. And win rates, the blue team 49.1%, red team 50.9%, and the win rate of a first dragon is 65.5%. Win rate of a second dragon is 69.1%. Win rate of the first tower is 61.8%. Win rate of the first baron is 85.7%. And the win rate of the second baron is 94.7%. None of these records should surprise you, I guess. Although the higher win rate in the red team is a bit surprising, because I mean nowadays the trend has certainly changed, but until late in season 3, the blue team has been known to be the side of the terrain with the significant advantage, but the red team has a better win rate for some reason. The second game of round of 16 Group C final, Team Avalanche versus Prime ITENJOY of ITENJOY NLB Summer 2014. And we see a top Tryndamere here. That is something to look forward to, and a lot of dispute over who beats who in a Jax versus Trin matchup. And honestly, that's something I'd look forward to. I haven't seen Trin versus Jax in a professional level for such a long time. And now Avalanche moving towards the enemy red buff, and Lee Sin is moving there, but Old B and Sweet are aware of Lee Sin's location now. The ward has come down. And ITENJOY is all grouped together, whereas, I mean, both teams, all four of them are grouped together, whereas Jax and Lee Sin are far away. Now, no aggressive movement to land the lane swap, and Avalanche has seen the ITENJOY bot duo near the blue buff. And now Kuel and Jet Engine, I think they know that a lane swap hasn't happened. Okay, but it seems like Avalanche does know that ITENJOY are going to start with their blue buff. And Jax is waiting in case. And he will teleport to the top lane. And since he has teleported to a turret, he won't suffer so much on the summoner cooldown. And an early teleport isn't that much of a loss anyways, and the counter-strike does land before Tryndamere manages to spin slash away. And this bot lane now will finally have a fair competition without one team falling so much behind another. But it does seems like Avalanche will be able to zone out Prime ITENJOY's bot lane duo, since they will have the advantage in level 2. And Helper with Counter-Strike going in there and leaps at Greno, but spinning slash away. And I think spinning slash is one of the best escape or dash skills there is in League. And Tryndamere with so much fury. Oh, death sentence on Ella though, and flays. Ella was certainly lose a lot of HP here, but at the same time Twitch landing a lot of autos and exploding the E stacks on Kog'Maw. So I would say that that was a fair exchange. And now Elise comfortably farming here. Not a lot of movement seen from the junglers, but now Elise is aware of Lee Sin's location though, and she will move there to do a possible counter gank, but Elise has to... Oh! She had the vision advantage, but he dodged the cocoon being level 4 and the red buff, but the counter-strike lands on both of them. And Elise getting the first blood. Cocoon on Lee Sin. This is a certain double kill. And that was a very strange gank from Lee Sin. I think that was a certain mistake. Or well, credit to Kadan. He didn't know that Elise was level 4, but I think he should have predicted Elise to have covered the gank routes in the top lane. Now Kog'Maw and Twitch both known to be extreme hyper carries late game. But Kog'Maw isn't falling so far behind. And their lane is safely pulled up. Death sentence on Ella, and the lantern coming down on Old B. And Ella, does she have her flash? Cocoon on Moon. Twitch's flash is burned. And knowing that they have gained advantage, ITENJOY hold themselves back, and they turn around. Great gank from Prime Oldby. And she is making plays all around the map. She had made a double kill, created a double kill in the top lane. She had burned off 2 flash in the bot lane. Prime Oldby certainly being much more influential than she was in the first game. And Morgana and Twisted Fate going on, well, almost equal terms, but I guess both champions wouldn't be so dissatisfied. And Lee Sin trying to gank the mid lane. Oldby actually waiting, knowing that Twitch's flash is down, and Twitch is forced to back away because another gank would be detrimental. And flash forward, the death sentence misses, but Oldby putting the red buff on Ella, but the bubble lands so well. And Avalanche, oh, they dodged the bullet right there. Now Tryndamere has his ultimate, but Jax is at level 6 as well. And Tryndamere using his Fury that will give him that vital sustain in lane. And Team Avalanche now behind by 1,000. And that is not a small difference 7 minutes into the game, but they could make up for a lot of that by doing this dragon. And if the moment Elise goes to leash the blue buff, they will continue to do so, but ITENJOY has sensed the dragon attempt, and Ella's HP is really low. The cocoon on Kadan. And ITENJOY backs away, but so does Team Avalanche. And that was a decent dragon attempt, but they do not succeed. And it seems like Morgana will safely get through her blue buff. And Jax, Tryndamere doing very well against Jax. No surprise, he has 2 assists on him. And the death sentence on Ella. Now, Kuehl has the level advantage. But backing away, fearing that Lee Sin is there now. Kureno and Oldby moving to counter jungle. Lee Sin, the cocoon lands. This is a near certain death. But the gold card might save his life, but the neurotoxic finishing Lee Sin off. Oldby really just being all over the map and doing everything that he needs to do. And Oldby mounting pressure on the Linke. Now the red buff drops and the Soul Shackles will barely not make it. And Oldby trying to look for room. And Kadan needs to be careful here. Elise is low on health, but she is 2 levels ahead of him. Twist of Fate using his Destiny, but this could be... Death repels away, and the binding doesn't land, and Lee Sin finishes Elise off. Wow, I thought that was a dumb attempt from Twist of Fate, but the teleport comes down from Jax, and a double kill on Lee Sin. Tryndamere will farm freely, but will they be able to challenge the dragon? I think not. Let's look at this over again. Oh! A Thresh has landed the death sentence on Nami. And Jet Engine using the flash to dodge the Aqua Prison. Getting on the Lantern, escaping safely. Now the difference in global gold being widened to almost 15,000. More than 15,000 gold. A lot of lag, guys? Oh. Okay. Wait a minute. Is the lag still bad? And I must compliment Linke because I thought that use of Destiny was... to be frank with you, I thought that was a throw, but... somehow... he has finished him off. And yes, Kadan has done very well. Now, the difference is small. Oh! Kadan! Was that human? The cocoon was shot from point blank and Kadan flashed away from it. Great play from Kadan. Now, Avalanche slowly crawling their way back into the game, I guess, but the global goal difference is maintained, and it seems like ITENJOY might be able to take this... Oh, okay. Maybe the turret... I guess they must be satisfied by just amounting damage onto it, but... they are adding pressure. And Jet Engine... it seems like he will build the Trinity Force ahead of the Blade of the Roaring King. And Kadan is caught by Elise. The cocoon misses again, but Elise just by sheer damage able to finish Lee Sin off. Lag is fixed. Good. Good. This will be a dragon attempt, and I think they will take the dragon. Avalanche, the jungler, being dead, having no way to challenge this, and ITENJOY, Prime ITENJOY managing to bring their advantage back. Go card. Destiny is on, but seeing that he doesn't have anywhere where to go to, choosing to recall to the mid lane quicker. And farming. And Ella, the death sentence has come onto him, but the bubble onto! And Twitch the rat-a-tat-tat, just spray and pray! Will they be able to make the escape? And flashing forward the W, but flaying him away! And the death sentence on Moon, but it's a double kill from Twitch. And Kureno chasing him from behind. Now Twitch is... he might be able to survive here. Kadan coming here to back him up. Dragon's Rage on Elise, but the bubble on Moon. But surely Twitch is finished. And Tryndamere getting the double kill. That was a great play from Twitch and Nami, but where did Tryndamere come from? Jack's trying to salvage what he can, trying to break the top lane turret, whereas Kureno will go counter gank, counter jungle the enemy red buff. A Sweet coming there to cover the lane, which should be relatively simple now that Morgana has the needlessly large rod. Her lane clearance is going to be off the charts. Tryndamere returning. He has the Blade of the Roaring King and the Zeal. So a lot of attack speed on Tryndamere, and he is very much ahead of Jax at this point. That bot lane roam, though, from Kureno, are very impressive. Now, at least camping there, looking for a possible gank or a counter gank. And Lee Sin, sensing the danger, will fix his jungle route towards the bot lane. And now Kog'Maw moving towards the Triforce, and he has opted to go with the Berserker's Greaves. And a 3v3 is likely to happen there. Both junglers camping nearby their bot lane duo. They must sense each other's presence though, although they do not see them. And both of them have refrained from engaging one another. And Kreno is an entire level away. He spin slashes in. And Tryndamere able to recover his health so quickly. Kreno amounting pressure. And the leap is down though, but Tryndamere will have the Undying Rage flashing forward. He is finished. The Undying Rage is proc now. Elenke turning on the Ghost. Now, will he get on time in the Sonic Wave? Boom. Shut down. And Sweet flashing forward with the Soul Shackles. The Ignite on Twisted Face surely will be finished off. And this is messy indeed, but the backups from both junglers and their play calling has been very exciting. A lot of action happening all across the map, but all the while, ITENJOY still expanding, continuously managing to expand their lead, which now amounts to some figure close to 3,000, but Jax, great cocoon from Elise, and her leap is down. The Dark Passage pulling Morgana into the safe zone. Now, Morgana has finished her Zhonya's Hourglass, so she has that capability to be more influential than Twisted Fate, but Twitch right there using the Blade of the Ruin King and the W to slow Thresh down, but intelligently Thresh has flashed away from the Aqua Prison. Great decision there. They know that they're there. Backup is coming though. Ella just needs to hold on. Great Aqua Prison landing on both of them. And with no losses, Team Avalanche take the double kill. Beautiful play we see from Avalanche Ella. Great job to bait Thresh in. And then landing the Aqua Prison on both of them. She survives, bringing Team Avalanche some huge spoils. That's a great song, Under My Umbrella. I like that song, Umbrella. And it's... Ooh, they're going for the Baron. Fine. Yes. The red team has taken the dragon. And it seems like Twitch will complete his Yomu's Ghostblade. Yes, there are no wards there, but I think Moon is smart enough not to commit too deep, but maybe Ella isn't. Death sentence, a certain death. Yes, that face check of death. Is he? Maybe. Oh, yes, he is. Kog'Maw farming freely. He has completed his Triforce, but Twitch with 4 kills is much richer than the Kog'Maw. And the map control coming in now. Death Sentence on Kadan, and the CC combination very threatening indeed. And the Rat-a-tat-tat spray and pray not quite enough. Elise repels away from the Aqua Prison, and the damage could be enough to finish Moon off, but we'll be fearing that it will be an exchange. Intelligently backs away. Death Sentence almost had him. So Tryndamere is slowly completing the necessary conditions to carry the game. He has 2 core items 21 minutes into the game with the Berserker's Greaves, so it seems like he is moving towards the Infinity Edge. So Tryndamere has moved beyond the painful laning phase, and he could be almost an assassin, just spinning slash into the enemy formation and killing Twitch, using Undying Rage to survive out of that. Because that's the thing, it's a guaranteed survival for 5 seconds, right? Team Avalanche, though, trying their best not to lose control of their own jungle. Oh, binding on Lee Sin, flashing forward, Soul Shackles, and Zhonya's Hourglass. This is why they picked this composition, and they are showing the value of it ever so well. And yes, no reason not to go for the Baron. And Destiny is procced, but this probably won't lead to this. It seems like Prime will be able to safely take the Baron there. And the Baron has been taken, and Helper is excluded. They are in trouble. Tryndamere is not going to die for the next 3, 2, 1. Cocoon surely flashes away. And Prime is slowly snowballing this game into a win. And this is the fearful thing, right, about this composition, that once Tryndamere, Morgana, or Kog'Maw, once they get into their groove, it's very hard to stop them. Global Gold all of a sudden widened to 10,000. Team Avalanche really facing a gigantic Avalanche. Whereas ITENJOY are comfortably cruising to an almost certain victory. Now if Avalanche wants to win the game, they have to rely on the fact that Twitch is very well fed. And also, they must not forget what Prime ITENJOY managed to do against them in Game 1. ITENJOY were behind them the whole time, but they very patiently farmed Jax, and that Jax created an almost impossible comeback. So they must not forget that. Although we have to remember that in Game 1, the global gold difference has never been widened to 10,000. Oh, Death Sentence on Twitch, but having a number disadvantage, they will back away. But Olby finishing Moon off, and this is GG for Avalanche. Tryndamere just being that crazy murderer that he is. And Prime ITENJOY surging forward They could finish the game off here, or they could play it safely, but at least an inhibitor will be taken away. Soul Shackles from Morgana. Jax is evaporated all of a sudden. And look how quickly Nami's melting away. Now Tryndamere with the Undying Rage, beating up the Nexus, and this is GG. Prime ITENJOY win the second set of ITENJOY NLB Summer 2014, and they